Welcome to the Culture Train by Omusula. In this space, we talk about everything culture. We travel the world using books, using films. We look at different cultural practices, and we just appreciate how culture is part of our identity. And we share this culture out there with people to continuously stay grounded to our cultures and to continuously propel our cultures in the way that we want them to be portrayed or the way that we want them to be represented, because we own our stories, and that's why we're here in this culture. This particular episode is very special to my heart because one of the Christmases when my mama was trying to, show her culinary expertise, she made for us groundnut soup. Yeah, she made for us groundnut soup, and now I appreciate that she did it, because at the time, we were all being fussy about trying out something new, and she was also trying out something new herself. And I now see her strength in a different angle of being able to attempt something that you're not really used to doing, no matter how it turns out good or bad. The fact that you tried and you attempted it, that's very important. I guess she was speaking a recipe from Uganda, because Ugandans have groundnut sauce that they make, and they eat with something called matoke. Matoke is green bananas. Yeah, green bananas. You boil them and then you eat them with the groundnut sauce, which is very different from Ghana, because the Ghanaians make it soup, and they call it. They use groundnut paste, what you may call peanut butter, but Ghanaians call it groundnut paste. In this particular episode, I will be preparing Nkatie Nkwan, yeah, which is a Ghanaian groundnut soup. And I do acknowledge that my way of doing it as a Kenyan may not be 100% what Ghanaian mothers, grandmothers do. And I think the very beautiful part of culture, a very beautiful part of sharing your culture, is having somebody actually try it out and acknowledge that they did try it and maybe it didn't turn out that way. So I'm going to ask to be excused by my Ghanaian family if this doesn't turn out exactly the way that they are used to doing their own soups. And so we're going to head out into the kitchen and make some groundnut soup. And I hope that I can share with you some of the herbs that I use, that some of the herbs and spices that I use that are very medicinal, and I think that are very good, and I've come to appreciate in the period of time that I've stayed in the Ghanaian community, about 8 years now. So welcome to the channel, and let's head out to the kitchen and make some groundnut soup. Let's go. For this particular stage, you want to make sure that you mix your groundnut paste with enough water, and you have to make sure that you mix it very well with your hands. Mix it until everything is well done and well mixed. I used about 2 cups of water in this case. So we just mix it up and make sure everything is well mixed up. And when we are done with this, then we put it on fire. You do it on low to medium fire, and you cook it until the groundnut paste is very thick. Yeah, the groundnut paste is very thick, and then you let it boil until it brings out its own oils, and then you are sure that your groundnut is cooked and it's not going to affect your tummy in any way when you make this. In a large pot on medium heat of fire, you put in your chicken and then add your salted beef. Salted beef is just used to add spice or to make the soup, spicy or sweet. And then you add your tomatoes and your onions, and you add your precursor inside. Precursor is the Aidan fruit, and it's very good for your health, for your blood pressure. It's going to help you with the blood pressure. You add your bay leaf, you add some water and let it steam time until the tomatoes are blanched or cooked. Blend the tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, dawa dawa, star aniseed, and nutmeg, and then you sift it. Of course, you're gonna add water, a little bit of water, whilst you're blending it, and then you sift it, and then we're gonna use this soup a little later. Add the tomato stew, followed with the groundnut paste. You add the liquid that you got after sieving the tomatoes, the blended tomatoes, onions. Add like 2 cups of water into the bowl that you just used, and just put it aside, and we'll come back to it later. We go in with 1 tablespoon of cumin, with your grated African nutmeg, also known as the calabash nutmeg. Pinch of salt for a sweet, peppery, smoky, and woody taste. Add salt to taste. Rinse out your blender and add it to the soup. Add about 3 cups of water, and then add the rest of the vegetables, the carrots and the squash. Lastly, you add your smoked salmon cut into desired sizes, and then you cover the pot and cook on low heat for about an hour or more, constantly checking on the thickness of your soup and adjusting accordingly until you get your desired consistency or thickness of your soup. Your soup is done when you see patches of oil floating at the top of your soup. See how beautiful this ended up being? Yeah. So at this point, you want to keep checking on your soup until it's completely done, and then you serve it to how you desire. I prefer it with the rice balls. And yeah, I always prefer my groundnut soup with rice balls. So thank you so much for sticking around and watching this with us. And you say it wasn't that difficult or it wasn't that different from what Ghanaian soup would be, and take note of the spices that I used because they're quite good for your soup and they're quite good for you as well in your health. Until we meet again, enjoy.